Grand Junction has been here since 1882. At the time of this video's filming, that's 138 years. And this building has been a part of it for 83% of the time. This is Downtown Grand Junction's Fair Building. Built in 1905, it is the brainchild and launchpad of perhaps Junction's greatest businessmen. William Moyer founded his county store in 1890. Like many in unsettled American territory, he recognized that developing towns needed supplies. His store was located on rapidly growing Main Street, and within 15 years, he needed an expansion. Moyer commissioned the construction of this building. Its name, the Fair Building, is derived from the name for his store, The Fair. He was called that because his prices were always low and his employees' wages were always paid. Moyer's store quickly became successful. Part of his success came from his innovations as a businessman. Besides his pricing, Moyer was one of the first store owners in this region to organize his sales floor. He always kept his retail space clean and sorted and regularly decorated. As Downtown Grand Junction grew, Moyer became wildly successful, but he never lost his honest touch or generosity. He continued to keep his prices fair, even lowering them for neighbors he knew were in need. In 1910, Moyer founded the First National Bank in what is now the Dalby Wendland building. He also founded a YMCA off of the downtown area. He and his wife Ida donated nearly 100% of the funds needed to build the Moyer Natatorium, what is now the Lincoln Park Pool. His only contingent? Children would be able to swim free 2 days a week. He also supplied scholarships for several children to attend college, one of whom was Junction's Dalton Trumbo, a screenwriter and author who gained major success in the 50s and 60s. From 1910 to 1930, Grand Junction's population grew 32%. As Moyer's portfolio expanded and the fair continued to grow, it seemed like he was on top of the world. In 1926, Moyer's wife, Ida, died, and the 1930s brought the Great Depression. The fair could no longer find customers to support its expenses, and on March 6, 1933, U.S. President FDR declared a national bank holiday, which shut down the American banking system. Moyer's Grand Valley First National Bank did not survive. In the last few years of his life, Moyer was virtually penniless. A fellow businessman who owned a hotel near modern-day Horizon Drive gave him a room for free after he lost his home, and the city of Grand Junction gave him a $70 per month stipend concerning his generosity about the pool that bore his name. Trumbo, the child whose education he had paid for, wrote a novel called Eclipse, depicting a model of Grand Junction called Shale City. Trumbo included a character representing Moyer, but he inaccurately depicted him as a harsh and self-serving character. When Moyer finally read the novel, he was heartbroken. William Moyer died in 1943. His fair had closed years earlier. Throughout the years, many businesses have inhabited this building: a department store, a yoga studio, most recently, a mortgage lending office. But still visible above me are these words, which serve as a beacon to the building's history. This building has seen 115 years of Grand Junction, and through all, it has stood in homage to a man who practiced a simple philosophy: through all things, fair.